Have you seen Chris Rock's new Netflix special?
I have not. I've read about it a little bit.
Okay.
So I know that he talked about the Will Smith smack still hurting.
The smack heard around the world?
Yeah.
Well, okay, hold on. Before I go into because I did watch it and I do want to share some, without spoiling, I guess, the whole, well, it's not spoiling because honestly, go watch the freaking special, man. It's so good. Chris Rock, one of my favorite comedians. This is one of his best stand-ups, and I think he really nailed it. So good, so funny, so raw, so real,
Mm-hmm.
Like he just keeps it 100. But my question to you was, you did see the whole Oscars, the slap, how it went down. I know you know about
It's the only good thing that's happened in the Oscars.
right? It was like, oh, there's ratings. What was your opinion of that entire situation?
There's a lot around that situation.
Well, what's your opinion?
Man, I understand. Chris Rock was saying shit. I mean, he's a comedian. He's gonna say shit. He was saying shit about Will Smith's wife in front of Will Smith. So yeah, I understand why he was feeling some type of way about it. Man, I couldn't tell you if I would act any differently or not if I were Will Smith. Because I'd be pretty pissed off about it. But Chris Rock was just doing Chris Rock things in the grand scheme of things. So, yeah, I mean, I'm pretty neutral. I don't, Chris Rock was just being a comedian and Will Smith was just defending his wife.
Yeah.
Whether her history is good or bad or what she has or hasn't done, that's their business. But
Right.
So I'm pretty neutral. I see both sides of things as far as that goes.
Yeah. Good for you for being neutral. Here's my follow-up question.
Mm-hmm.
As a comedian who is hosting one of the most reputable ceremonies, events, whatever you want to call it, your job is to host, but your job is to be funny.
Mm-hmm.
People didn't hire somebody boring like Liam Neeson or Morgan Freeman to host the Oscars. Not that they're boring, but they're not going to make jokes.
Yeah.
They're not funny. We're going to be like, oh, it's Liam Neeson.
The Oscars are already slow as it is.
Or it's like Morgan Freeman. Well, great voice, bro, but, I'm not going to laugh.
Yeah.
You got to make jokes. You got to get people, keep people's attention.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Rock is known for his jokes. He's known for comedian. He's known for all the raw stuff that he says. He's not afraid to say it.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, put yourself in Will Smith's shoes for a second. He made the same joke about your wife, right?
Mm-hmm. Will Smith or Chris Rock?
No, I'm saying like you're in.
So I'm Will Smith.
You're Will Smith.
Mm-hmm.
You don't like Will Smith, but you're Will Smith right now.
I'm flattered.
Keep my wife's. Just kidding.
Choke him out.
When does it become an overreaction?
Again, I 100% see both sides of this, so it's hard to tell.
That wasn't the question, Gabe.
I know. Hold on. I'm
answer the question, Gabe.
Getting to the answer.
People are wanting.
What is this? A political debate?
And it's not political.
Relax.
It's not political. It's when does it become an overreaction?
I'm getting at that. I don't think it was an overreaction what he did.
Okay.
I think it becomes an overreaction if he jumped on Chris Rock and he had to be pulled off or escorted out of the Oscars, or if there was some real violence that had happened. Should he have slapped Chris Rock? Probably not. Like, he definitely should have said something if he was bothered by it, and he did. But he followed that up with a slap. He didn't give Chris Rock a chance to cut it out.
Mm-hmm.
And again, Chris Rock was just doing what Chris Rock does. He was making the Oscars bearable.
Yeah.
And, man, I mean, if I were Will Smith, I would have been pissed,
Yeah.
Like I said, I think it would have been an overreaction if they had to pull him off or something like that. But I don't think what he did was an overreaction.
Yeah.
It was a slap of passion.
Man, I don't know about all that. What does that even mean?
A slap of passion? It's just reacting on raw emotion, man. It's an immediate response to an emotional attack. basically, you know?
Emotional attack. Okay. Taking mental notes here.
I sound like a
No,
psychologist.
but what's interesting is hearing different perspectives on these types of situations, right?
Mhm.
Do you change the reaction based off the environment that you're in? Or is your reaction not change, right?
Mhm.
Regardless of the environment that you're in. And again, when you talk about the environment, I'm talking about like you're on national TV, people around you,
Mhm.
it's cordial, right? He's entitled, the comedian, the host is entitled to make jokes,
Mhm.
right? That's his job. He's getting paid. He's not only making jokes about your wife, he's making jokes about everybody.
Mhm.
Don't take it personal, right? Like
Yeah.
all those things are there, right?
Mhm.
You don't change that thought process when you're like, oh no, I'm gonna overreact for sure. I'm gonna get mad. I'm gonna get mad because I'm gonna get mad and I'm gonna get on stage and I'm gonna slap him.
So here's my counter question to that. Who's to say that he didn't change his response? What if his initial response was going to be, I'm going to beat the shit out of that motherfucker. And he was going to pop his ass, jump on top of him and basically just go UFC on him. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? What if he calmed himself down to just a slap? You know, is it embarrassing? Is it violent? Is it arguably excessive? Yes. But who's to say that he didn't calm himself down? I mean, you know, regardless of what him and his wife have going on in their personal life and whether or not they choose to make it public, I mean, it's still
Well, they did make
talking
it public.
Yeah.
So we get to talk about it.
But
they made it public.
Yeah, exactly. And they did. But the thing is too, is like, you know, when somebody from the outside is talking about it and making jokes about it, right? You know, it's still a very personal thing. It's still, and who knows how Will Smith actually felt about it after the fact, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know, who's to say he didn't talk himself down before slapping Chris Rock?
Yeah. No, and you know what? I love that because you're showing empathy towards somebody that we don't know. We don't know what they're going through, if they have any kind of mental health issue because of the hostility and infidelity that has gone on in their marriage
It's a
in
ton
public.
of emotional trauma.
Yeah,
man,
and it's like maybe some of it. And you know what? I honestly think this too. I thought the reason why he blew up the way he did, and you made a good point. Maybe he could have gone AWOL, right? Because maybe he could have seen the red and then just kind of like, bah, bah, bah,
Yeah.
right, hammer fists until the ref steps in. But I love Will Smith, man. And here's the thing: I love Will Smith probably as much as I love Chris Rock. But when I saw that, my heart was broken. I was so disappointed because I know he's better than that.
To hear the full episode, you can find us on every major podcast streaming service. Also, for more content like this, make sure you like and subscribe to us on YouTube and follow us on Instagram and Twitter. You can find our links in the bio and in the description below. Stay tuned, and we can't wait to see you back at the Shack.